up a game with Rug Delver. But True Name Nemesis is a card that I think we're probably going to see have an impact in this game. As you see, players are fighting over what looks to be a wasteland here. A Stifle, there's a Red Elemental Blast, now Force of Will. So it looks like we're fighting over something kind of interesting.
Yeah, let's see what, try to make sure we get the board state right here.
Yeah,
So
it looks
Tommy,
like we're fighting over a wasteland.
yeah, it looks like that's where we're at right now. That's fine. Tommy is going to tap 1. Looks like he's going to play Delver of Secrets. Only time we see flip cards usually are Delver of Secrets, maybe a Garrick Relentless, maybe a Huntmaster of Fells. But it looks like Delver is probably the best call here. Brian Braun-Duin actually played 1 Garrick Relentless in his Bug Control deck back in the day.
Oh, I've watched him beat many a person with that on coverage.
Yeah, actually almost lost to it in the top 4 of the only Open I've ever won. I've only got one. One
Bolt
little one.
is going to take care of that Delver of Secrets before it can do any damage there by Mettler. Again, you do see the score up in the middle. Wells up a game over Mettler, so Rug Delver up a game here. Blue-White Red Delver sitting at 6-1-1. Not sure, again, if a win is going to put Mettler into the top 8 or not, because there were a lot of players that were X1-1, that sort of thing, and, you know, some pair downs, some pair ups, all that fun tiebreaker math, so we'll see exactly what ends up happening.
Yeah, and Tommy Wells is trying to play Dream Crusher here, which when I pay my $40 in a tournament, I like to win and keep winning.
Yeah.
So he's going to the last round trying to defeat Chris, end his dream, and then pocket $100.
Yeah, and, you know, potentially, you know, depending on how things end up breaking, you know, you never know if next 2 is going to make it, so you might as well just play it out.
Seen crazier
Anything can
things.
happen. Yeah, anything can happen. And Mettler's going to pass the turn back, so Wells is going to untap and draw with a Tarmogoyf in play. You see that Engineering Explosives is set at 1. That can take care of Delver or Double Mongoose, but what it can't take care of is that Lurgoyf. And across for 4, it's going to go. Going to knock Mettler down to 13.
Yeah, and the dice kind of floating to the right there. Pretty sure he is saying go because of all the options in hand. He's got a Brainstorm. He's got another blue card, looks like a Spell Pierce, maybe? But he's got a lot of good stuff. I see a bunch of blue cards. It can't be so bad. All right, so we see the truth, that we'll call him, True Name Nemesis. Impossible to kill
If it resolves.
from the Rug Delver deck.
Yeah.
Looking at his list, I don't see anything in here besides nothing. Okay, so he's got absolutely nothing.
This is the actual Nightmare card, and this is exactly where this card shines, as you guys will see momentarily. We saw this a little bit earlier. We saw it a little bit earlier today from Tommy Thomason, but now you're going to see it against Rug Delver. And when it's playing against a fair deck like this Delver deck is, it's going to brick wall Tarmogoyf for the rest of the game. And if he's able to find another one, then he can start attacking with the first one. And there's nothing that Wells can do to get this card off of the board. You know, he doesn't have, I mean, Soft Elemental wouldn't do it anyway because that's not a white creature,
Right.
but there's nothing that can be done.
Yep, and I think Rug Delver has to attack to win, last time I checked. So if the ground game shut off, it will be up to Delver in the Sky game to finish him off. And he does have a Delver, so we'll see. And he's actually being carefully rearranging his cards to make sure he does it right. And I think we're going to see the True Name Nemesis resolve. And then Tommy probably will untap, play Delvers, and hope to get him that way. But he has Engineering Explosives on 1. So is that an Engineering Explosives on 1?
Yeah, it's an E on 1.
And if he does play a Delver, he can easily dispatch it. Alright, so pondering his options here. I see a couple bolts as well.
I see what you did there, pondering his options. That was
Yeah,
good.
yeah. See, I try my
good.
best. I try my best to use the cards, use the name in my descriptions here.
Ruben would be proud.
Ruben, yep. We have a few of them. BBD is mentioned. Ruben, Louis Scott Vargas. They all enjoy
A healthy pun.
a healthy pun. A healthy pun or wordplay with Magic names. Definitely a fun time. I don't know about you, but Magic the Gathering has improved my vocabulary a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so Sulfuric Vortex. That's a good one.
So now the race is kind of on here. So this is going to get really interesting, right? Because now Sulfuric Vortex players can't gain life. So if we race back and forth, Mettler's going to take the first damage. He's going to go down to 11. And then if he taps with True Name Nemesis, he puts Wells down to 15. Trigger puts him down to 13. But yeah, that means a Tarmogoyf plus Sulfuric Vortex will win the race. So True Name Nemesis has to keep playing defense right now.
This is my least favorite non-creature card in the game of Magic.
Wow.
To play against. I mean, not saying it's bad because I just hate playing against
the
it.
card's insane.
Yeah, the card is just disgustingly awful to play against.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate Galactic and Thalia much more just because they're played more. But if people are playing Sulfuric Vortex, then that would easily replace it as the most dangerous card against the control decks.
Yeah, the thing I like about Sulfuric Vortex, like from a design perspective, is just the way that it kind of like amps up the game. It's like, okay, I got to get moving.
Yeah.
You know, it forces action from honestly both sides of the board. Just like you better kill me or you're gonna die to this, and you know the same thing on the other end too.
And usually the wielder of it's probably going to be winning because he's boarding it in against a deck that doesn't have the same kind of fire that he has.
Yep.
I think I may have beat 1 in play once before. I'm probably like 1 in 15 against Sulfuric Vortex resolved. So it's not an easy thing to overcome. Chris has a way. All right, so Mettler Mage is naming Delver of Secrets. So at least Chris will be able to stop that from happening. And then again, he has Energy Explosives on 1 anyway, so
Yeah.
I think he's probably chump blocking his Tarmogoyf.
I'm thinking the exact same thing. I think True Name Nemesis comes in now, going to put Wells down to 15. Trigger's going to put him down to 13. Meddling Mage gets in the way here, assuming that it's allowed to block. Lightning Bolt off the top means that may not happen now, however.
We'll find out here.
Really interesting draw there. You got a 4 or 5 Tarmogoyf. Do you save the bolt for the face? Or you use the bolt on the Meddling Mage?
I think he's using on the Meddling Mage because it's 4 damage better than 3
Yeah.
there. I'm positive he's going to block that Meddling Mage. That's why he's tagging the True Name Nemesis there. So Bolt, Meddling Mage, unless Tommy needs his mana for other things, and he's not going to do it. So he's only sacrificing 1 damage. I mean, it's not too bad, but
I was a little bit unsure if he wants to do this or not. I think that's the question that's being asked here: is do you want to attack first, or do you want to block, or how do you want to go about things? Because first they want to check to make sure the Tarmogoyf is the size that it's supposed to be. Hence both players looking at the graveyard.
yeah, I'm trying to think here. And if Chris ever decides to dispatch Delver with that Energy Explosives, that does increase Tarmogoyf's size, adding an artifact to the graveyard. And we'll find out if that's going to be relevant here.
So yeah, Bolt would take care. So doing a little math here, Bolt takes care of the Meddling Mage. Tarmogoyf attacks, puts Mettler down to 7. Vortex puts him down to 5. Then True Nemesis may have to stay back on defense, but if it has to stay back on defense, you're not in a winning situation really. So this is going to be really, really hard. This is a really good sideboard card here from Wells. You don't see Sulfuric Vortex on the sideboard of all the Rug Delver decks, but I like it when you do. This is going to be sitting at a 3-4 now. This looks like we might have a life total correction here.
Oh, okay. So if it's a 3-4, things are different.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and see if they can rewind a little bit.
So it's going to be 13 to 12.
All right. Well, it's kind of irrelevant at this point. If Tarmogoyf's, well, actually the odd damage is going to be pretty relevant.
Yeah.
Here because being at 12 is much different. We'll find out.
Question: so you're going to block this Meddling Mage? Because we thought that was his plan all along for Mettler. So we'll find out if that's exactly what he does want to do or not.
I don't think I block here now. I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
And can you afford to take 3 is the thing.
I think Chris is realizing that maybe he's got to deal that final knocking out punch to Tommy himself too. And if Chris has a bolt of his own, he might be able to race this.
So let's see what's going to happen here. There's a bolt. He's going upstairs.
Oh, wow.
That is a little surprising. So I'm going to put you down to
you.
6.
And the kind of danger in doing that is that now they know.
Yeah.
Like, you can really catch someone off guard. He might have another bolt. I think that's the second bolt.
He has another bolt in his hand, yeah. And he says, bolt you. Put you down to 3. Assuming our life totals are correct here.
And he's,
Yep.
I'd probably toss the Delver out. Why not? Let him pop it, but it doesn't matter.
Vortex put you down to 1.
Oh, you can't play Delver Meddling Mage, of course.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so you're at 1. Good luck. That's what Tommy says. And it's just hard to win. I mean, you could try, like he attacked with his True Name Nemesis, you could try to race him, but you're not equipped to race the Sulfuric Vortex deck, especially when it's on the other side of the board there.
Yeah, if he doesn't get obviously if he doesn't get Vortex off the board this turn, that's going to be it. I mean, one thing that I guess we could see from Mettler's side is, he attacks with True Name Nemesis, puts Wells down to 10, and then he can stifle on his turn, the trigger.
He could. He also, I think he has a copy of Wear and Tear as well.
Yeah, he has one in his sideboard. Don't know if he brought it in because, again, if you think about playing against Rogue Delver, it's a card that you don't bring in very much. There's a trigger there, going to put Wells down to 8. So something like a running Stifles may be able to get it done. I'm not entirely sure. Draw a Tarmogoyf here for Wells. It says attack you. Block. So Melee Mage Bites the Dust, obviously a lethal attack, so Mage has to block.
Yeah, I think Chris probably has that Stifle, so we'll find out. And here comes Tarmogoyf.
Yep.
Not exactly the scariest thing in the world here. Could be worse. Could be a bolt.
And that's going to do it. So he does not have the Stifle, and Tommy Wells is going to defeat Chris Mettler 2-0. Rug Delver just defeated Blue, White, Red Delver. So if 7-1-1 is good enough for top 8, unfortunately for Chris Mettler, he's sitting at 6-2-1. So we'll never know. Tommy Wells, if there's going to be an X2, it's probably going to be you. So we'll see if tiebreakers can break your ways. We're going to bring it back to the booth.